you excited to be here tonight?
Because I'm just excited.
Yeah. No other explanation. Now, I do believe, tell me the truth, is it true that your dad has a ringside seat but didn't get you guys ringside seats?
That is true, but it's because of his YouTube channel, okay? It's his YouTube, okay?
Her dad's an influencer. Let him go, guys. But your dad's awesome, right?
Yeah.
See, he's awesome.
Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's the radioactive pop with Danny Limelight, United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. Make sure you tune into the Alliance blog every week. You heard it here first. Straight from Pop.
Hey guys, check this out. I am officially now sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink made to give you focus with no crash. If you guys are like me, you're always needing a burst of energy, especially with one with no crash. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. It keeps me awake with no jitters, guys. Check it out. Merch link is in the bio. Dubby. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining the pre-party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com, your number one source for news and information for the National Wrestling Alliance. My name is Jay Callen. Each and every Tuesday, I come to you live, and we're live right now on TikTok. Yeah, well, we're on TikTok too. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. Heck, we're even on Twitter. We got things rolling here. And we're rolling deep with the Alliance family, the hashtag NWA fam. I want to say what's up to my guys in the chat here on YouTube. Of course, Championship Wrestling from Jeremy, part of that the other Alliance guys, 6-man tag. We got Willie Bowen in the house. Steve G is here. Bobby Batito's here. That guy Shrek. Heebs, my boy, Heebs. Funniest man on the internet. Steve Rosville's in the house. Pacific Northwest in the building. Big time wrestling forever. What's up, folks? Jeremy, like I said, Jeremy's here. Steve's here. You can be here too. We're at youtube.com/The Alliance Blog or on Twitter or Twitch at The Alliance Blog. Any place you go. We're talking some wrestling. We're talking. Oh, and it's Gallifrey. Gallifrey, our new friend who just joined us on TikTok. Welcome to the show. What we do each and every Tuesday is we talk wrestling. We talk NWA, especially ahead of the weekly offering from YouTube. Or from the NWA on YouTube. It's NWA Power. So glad you guys could join us each and every Tuesday. Toadie's here. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, everyone. Remember, guys, until Billy fulfilled his top 20 network promise, will always speculated, when will Tyrus be debuting his mukbang spectacular at Food Network? Could you just imagine if it was like an all-you-can-eat? It was a Golden Corral. I don't know if you have Golden Corrals in Indonesia, Dodie, but Golden Corral is basically this huge buffet where, I'll be honest, I've always had a good experience at Golden Corral. The food tastes better than like traditional buffets. I could just see them bringing him like mashed potatoes and chicken wings and drumsticks and big pieces of meat, and he's just sitting there eating and eating and eating. I think that'd be amazing. I think that'd be hilarious. Noob is here. What's up, Noob? Bobby's here. What's up, Bobby? Yeah, man. Happy New Year to all you guys. I gotta ask, what's your 2024 wrestling resolution? Mine is to be more positive, that's saying a lot because I'm already pretty positive, but I'm gonna try to look at things and be more positive in the direction of how wrestling is going. I don't want to just see the NWA thrive. I want to see all companies thrive. And I'm going to try to shed a little bit more spotlight on all the wrestling companies. And in the coming year, I'm going to be trying to interview more people here on the Alliance blog, hoping to get more guests and do more promotion, I guess. Steve G, yeah, we have a Golden Corral not too far from me. I honestly haven't been since the pandemic. I've kind of gotten weirded out. I don't want to say I'm a germaphobe, but like just the idea of all those hands near the food just kind of creeps me out. So I haven't been back to a Golden Corral in a while. Dodie says we have Hart's Chicken and Sizzler ones. Most popular, all you can eat here at either Japanese and Korean. Brazilian barbecue has been popular recently. Okay, man, Korean barbecue is where it's at, especially if you're a fat guy like me and can eat, because they just will keep bringing it to you, and they give you a little sign that says, "Okay, I can't handle anymore. Tap out." Yeah, I'll still do Korean barbecue. That's amazing. I'll still do Brazilian barbecue, but yeah, that's a good resolution, Jeremy. I do want to see you at 76. I don't know. Well, wait a minute. I know I'm going to be at Crockett Cup. That's the plan. That's where we're going to converge at, but maybe 76 as well. I got to see how it all plays out. I can't go everywhere, but maybe. Sam Retro's in the house. Terry's in the house. Terry, I finally got to see. The Iron Claw movie. I couldn't think of it. It's going to call it the Von Erich movie, the Iron Claw. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Some of it was a little weird to me. Some of the story I knew, some of the stories I didn't know. It was weird about the admission, but we will get into. I don't want to do spoilers, but yeah, the whole thing was good. I kind of wish they had focused a little bit more on Carrie's journey. You know, they didn't really spend a whole lot of time with him, and you went from them being little boys to being grown-ass men. I would have liked to see a little bit more of that time in between and the training that it takes to be a pro wrestler, but obviously that wasn't the movie they were making. Gallifrey says, I'm going to try and give WWE another chance. I have to get back to NWA. I was there at the beginning, fell off since Aldous left. Well, Gallifrey, man, you're in the right place, brother. And I'm not trying to overhype this show or this channel or this community, but we are like-minded NWA wrestling fans. We do not love everything that the NWA does. We are critical of what we do not like, and we are vocal about that. We are also very, very positive about the things we do like. And we will talk about guys like Silas Mason. We'll talk about gals like Kenzie Page or Kylie Page or Ella Envy. We'll talk about Max the Impaler. We'll talk about EC3. We will give the NWA their due, but we will also be quick to tear them down when they do stupid stuff like book a title versus title intergender match. Yeah, I said it. Let's see. Bobby Lucille says, I hope that Tiffany Nieves and Jeremiah Plunkett win a title. That, you know what, Bobby? I'm with you on that, man. I am with you on that. I like both those cats. I think, number one, depending on what happens with the TV title, the situation that happens after all this is said and done, if Mims is still the men's TV champion or that TV title is available, I would love nothing more to see Plunkett win that belt. I don't need him to have a year-long reign. Hell, he doesn't even have to hold the title for 3 months. He doesn't need to win the best of 7. Give that guy a run with the belt. Let him be champion. Let him have some matches with some guys, some meaningful matches, and put him in a position to succeed. If you give Plunkett that opportunity, he's going to surprise some people. And I'm not saying that because he's a friend of the show. I genuinely think Plunkett is underutilized and undervalued. And it's not because I don't know why. I would love to see Jeremiah Plunkett get a decent run with the TV title, but who knows what's going to happen after that. Let's see. Shrek wants to go to a wrestling show, man. I go to a New Japan show and go to wrestling school. I don't think we talked about where you're living, Shrek, but we'll talk offline. DM me and I will help you find shows to go to. Sam Retro says he's going to be at 76. There it is, Jeremy. You got at least one NWA fan. And if it's in St. Louis, I bet you Fuzz will be there. And I bet you, I'm pretty sure What Would Luthez Do would be there as well. Tony says, so who's going to watch Tyrus eat at Golden Corral with Ric Flair on pay-per-view? Depending on the cost, I might. That could be interesting. Terry says it was historical fiction. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. Roscoe, my brother, what's going on? You got to celebrate a little bit early for for the new year. Hope you had a great new year. I hope you all have a great new year. But Roscoe, thanks for jumping in, man. Let's see. Devin Dallin, Double D. Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, man. We need to get Double D to a show. That would be fun. It would be really cool if when we figure it out, whether it be Crockett Cup, the 76th anniversary show, some sort of NWA event, it would be great to have another presence there. We did it twice last year. We were at the 75th anniversary show. We also, a couple of us met up for the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators show in Glassboro, New Jersey. That was a lot of fun too. It'd be fun to do that again. Sam says, no, F that, Jay. This is the no bull. That's right, man. Look, we call it like we see it. And I'll be the first one to admit it, man. I was ragdolling Tyrus. I did not like Tyrus. I stood up for him when he went to Mexico, and I said that was a big deal. But he did almost nothing during that entire reign as champion. It was embarrassing. If you're a wrestling fan, you should be embarrassed if Tyrus is your world champion. And we were. This chat was. Jerry wants to talk in depth about Taylor Rising. All right, man, we could do that. I want Plunkett to win a title as well. Absolutely. I Plunkett, man, he's got to. First of all, I got to stop making my voice go that high. Plunkett's got a good fan base here on this channel. And again, it's not because he joins the show from time to time. It's not because he puts us over when he. That dude told me he had been watching our podcast when he was in high school. Damn it, man. I'm not that old. I love what Plunky did and saw him. I'm telling you, man, Plunkett's a good dude. And you know that shot that he got at Kojima for the 10 pounds of gold, that crowd went absolutely apeshit for him. Now, I'm not saying that they could do that match again in the Sawmill. I mean, I think it's gone, but I feel like in the right situation, under the right circumstances, EC3 versus Jeremiah Plunkett could draw in the right places. But I don't want him to challenge for a title and not win. I want to see him go after the TV title and get a run with it, and maybe get super close to winning that 7 levels, the 7 Lucky 7 series. Wow, easy for me to say. That's what I would like for Jeremiah Plunkett. I feel like, he had such a good run prior to the Lightning One era. I would like to see him get a decent run before he calls it a career. Noob says, like I said a week ago, Natalia Markova should face Maxine Paler for the NWA Women's TV title. I agree, Noob. I'm with you on that one. I would much rather have seen that match than the one that they're booking for Paranoia. Steve G also agrees. Markova needs to be champion in the NWA this year. Willie Bowen says, yes, Noob. So, look, Noob, you got to follow me, man. We all agree with you on that one. Gallifrey says he's in. That's cool. All right, man. Well, there's a Discord. There's the Discord link in the video description. You could join us there. We're talking NWA 24/7. And then, of course, all the social medias at the Alliance blog. And you're in, man. You're in. You're part of the family. Hashtag NWA fam. Shrek says, my New Year's resolutions are going to a New Japan show, going to wrestling schools, and going to more indie shows. All good things, man. Gallifrey, there are a few guys here from New York. Retro's in upstate New York. I know that. I'd love to go to a show. My wedding was last year. Now I should be free to shows again. My man. Normally when you get married, they take away your freedoms. You're telling me you're getting more freedoms when you get married? I must have did something wrong. Terry says, being a fan of Mims, I hate to see this. Hardworking going down the drain. This is just my thought. I still love the NWA and indie wrestling. I just think man, I just think it doesn't make sense, Terry. If it was a good storyline, you could probably convince me because, look, Max, I'm going to take all the politics out of the equation. Max, as an athlete, is comparably built to Mims as an athlete. I'm not saying that they're the same. I'm saying that they're built similarly. Max has been dominant in the division that Max wrestles in. Mims has not been dominant in the division that Mims wrestles in. I think a good story could be told if done correctly. They have not done that. They're doing this as a stunt booking. They're doing this to get people to talk about it. They're doing this to get people to watch it, and I don't like that. I feel like they're abusing the narrative as opposed to building a good storyline. You had a good storyline being groomed with Max and Markova just a couple of weeks ago. And just a couple of weeks ago, you had Mims and Dak Draper, a good storyline, and they're just pushed it aside to do a stunt booking. Maybe it's something that the CW wants. Maybe it's something that they've been pushing for. I don't know, but I don't like it. And again, I really don't like intergender wrestling either. And it could be done well if the story makes sense. But at the end of the day, the end result is this: you're going to have, if Max wins the title, they can allow Max to defend the title both as in the women's division as the TV champion for the women's division, and the men's division as the TV champion for the men's division. They cannot allow Mims to wrestle women for the TV title. That doesn't do anything for Mims. That just puts him in a bad light. If he defeats Max, I mean, there is some positivity in that. Max has been a dominant performer, dominant wrestler, but at the same time, Max also wrestles in a division that's considered weaker. And that's not to put down women's wrestling. It's just that is what it is. At the end of the day, if Max wins, great. Max looks like a monster, but you completely disseminate the TV title in the men's division, and you completely neuter Mims. You might as well put Mims under a mask and let him be the third member of Blunt Force Trauma, because you can't do nothing with him as he is today. And if he wins, what does he get? He gets to relinquish the women's TV title, and then it goes to Markova. I don't see the victory there. Man, we booed Tyrus to his face. That was very enjoyable. 75th anniversary, getting to boo him right to his face. He says Golden Corral will go bankrupt if Tyrus ain't there. Roscoe says, if NWA ever did a decent sized event in Australia, would you try to make it? Roscoe, yes. If given enough advanced warning and enough prep time. I'm like Batman. I need prep time. I can make anything happen. You just got to give me prep time. Damn it, I was in China for the NWA. I could get to Australia. The problem is if I go to Australia, my wife has to go to Australia, and my kids have to go to Australia. That's a non-negotiable. I can't go without bringing them. And if I go, you sure as hell better believe I'm going to try to hit at least 2 or 3 wrestling shows while I'm there. I've got wrestling folks in Perth that I need to see. I've got wrestling folks in Sydney I need to see. I need to be all over that continent. Is Australia a continent? I think it is. If I make it out there, I need to actually get out there and see some wrestling. Let's see, Sam Retro, Plunky for national champion. I mean, we're all about that here. Gallifrey, that's good, man. And tonight's Power is supposed to be a good one. We're going to have a good tag team match with Blunt Force Trauma defending their tag team titles against the Fixers. It should be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm way up north in New York. Yeah, I mean, there it is. Sam Retro, Devin Dowling, and I forgot who else is up in upstate New York. Maybe Gallifrey. Oh, downstate. Okay, I'm going to quit reading those comments. Not going to lie, I would watch Ric Flair just to pick his brain. Yeah, I mean, look, that dude is a wealth of knowledge. I'd be lying to say if I had an opportunity to sit down and talk with Ric Flair, if I could interview him, I would jump at it. I don't necessarily want to watch him in the ring anymore, but he's certainly somebody that I wouldn't mind listening to him tell stories. Since I'm retired, I hope to make one NWA event soon. Yeah, Terry, first of all, congratulations. I didn't know you were retired. I thought you were still teaching. Congratulations on the retirement. And as far as the NWA goes, I don't know how close they're getting down to Arkansas, but if they ever get there, man, I certainly hope you get that opportunity anywhere close, really. You guys are still talking about New York. Sorry, guys. What a waste of a heel turn for Mims. 2 weeks ago, Mims' career might go down the drain. I want to believe he's not going to go down the drain. I feel like there's still a way that they can end this so that we still have respect for all parties involved. It's just, it's putting a lot of faith in Billy Corgan, and I don't think that's what we can do. Do you think we can come to Hawaii? Jackson, I don't know if the NWA would be willing to go to Hawaii. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. That'd make me want to go to Hawaii. The match is bunk. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of dumb. I don't get it. Could Mims lose the title due to Dak Draper and he turns heel in what seems like a double turn, or Draper costs Max and they both go heel? Wait, is Max a heel? I mean, there it is, Roscoe. I mean, you just kind of nailed the dynamic. Is Max a heel? Yes. Max wrestles like a heel. Max is dominant like a heel. And most of the people that Max wrestles are considered faces. Mims didn't really go full heel. Mims just refused to get back in the ring and allowed himself to get counted out to retain the TV title. Now, that is a heel move, but he hasn't gone full-blown heel yet. What's the status of Blake Bulletproof Troop? I mean, he's still wrestling there. He was part of the Battle Royal Tag Team Battle Royal last week. Him and what's his manager's name? I forgot, and it's on the tip of my tongue too. I can't think of it right now, but you guys know who I'm talking about. He's the buff little guy. You don't want to get him. You don't want to mess with that guy. Sam Retro says Gallifrey is in dog territory. How far away are you from Glassboro, New Jersey, Gallifrey? That's the question, because there's going to be some big shows coming up. I say big shows. There's going to be some shows coming up around Rowan University and Rowan College. If you're near Glassboro at all, these are shows that I think you'd want to attend. Do you think Camille will be at Paranoia? Maybe. I have not heard that Camille is signed anywhere yet. She's a free agent, so maybe her, if she's not there, maybe there's something in the works, but I wouldn't see why not. If I'm Billy Corgan, I'm going to book Camille as much as she would let me book her. If she's like, hey, Billy, I'm just going to take some time off. Cool, Camille, call me when you're ready to wrestle again. She's still a draw, and even if she's not under contract, she could still be working for the NWA if she chooses to. I would say, hell yeah, get her in the ring. But then again, to what extent? Who's she going to wrestle against? At this point, I would use Camille kind of like I would a special attraction. She's not going to win the women's world title. I don't think that's her plan at all anymore. Maybe as a tag team would be interesting. Or maybe you bring her in and she could face against some of the top women wrestlers that are available. She could be the gatekeeper for the NWA. If they can beat Camille, they can enter the NWA or something like that. Shrek says Joshi Wrestling's where it's at. Yeah, I mean, look, Joshi Wrestling's pretty intense, man. Those girls do some crazy things. I feel like there's a lot of great women's wrestling all over, including the NWA, which is more perplexing why they're doing this title versus title match. Where do you think the Spectaculars tag team is going? They seem like an odd couple and not gel. Where are they going with this? Well, I think first and foremost, Rush Freeman. I think Rush Freeman is a good guy. There's nothing to add to that. I think he's a good guy. I don't know what they want to do with him. He is a little bit goofy, but he's very self-deprecating. I feel like he is suited to be in the NWA 100%. Spencer Slade seems like a phenomenal athlete, and Spencer Slade seems like he might be a guy that goes higher up the card. The way that Dak Draper is kind of goofy with his current gimmick, I would have put Dax and Rush together. I think that would have worked. I know what you're saying. That's a waste of Dak Draper, but like his goofiness that he has been pursuing, has been presenting since him and Mims have become a tag team, I think would gel very well with the natural goofiness of Rush Freeman. I think Spencer Slade is not long for the Spectaculars 2.0. I know that it's been said Billy sometimes will throw things together to see if it works as kind of a test to the testament of the athlete. We got Silas Mason, the Thrillbilly, with Poyle Del Mar because they wanted to see if they could get it over. It got over. I feel like they broke it up too quickly, but it got over. That could be what this is happening right here. How good of an athlete are you, Spencer Slade? Can you make the Spectaculars work? We'll see. Tyrus went to Mexico to find the biggest burrito. Well, that's cool, Terry. I'm glad to hear it. Max is a monster and part of the Miserably Faithful. So, yeah, Max is heel. Yeah. Silvio, thank you. Gosh, I couldn't think of it. Yeah, Silvio. Bullet Troop and Silvio. Bullet Troop said recently he wants to do another program with Jax. Look, I need Bullet Troop to get away from Bullet Troop needs to go and start just beating people. And I feel like Bullet Troop would be a great guy to start using in these territories. Bulletproof Troop needs to go in and tap out some fools. He needs to get out in the ring, maybe become like the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Champion, or maybe the NWA Southeast Champion. Now, that's a tough task because currently Silas Mason is your Southeast Heavyweight Champion and your National Champion. But I feel like if Blake Troop could get those opportunities in the smaller territories and then show up in the NWA with a belt and start going through not the mid-class guys, but the jabronis, the jobbers, the enhancers, right? Have him go through those guys and build him up. I'm not saying it's got to be Bill Goldberg where he's like this undefeated monster. I'm saying he just needs to get some wins under his belt. He's not believable in the role that he is right now. You're telling me this badass can't get somebody to tap out, and the only guys he can beat are guys who are like Gags the Gimp? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. Blake Troop is a special talent, and I feel like could be a bigger deal if they treated him like a bigger deal. And I feel like at this point, you start over. You flip the script. You put him down in the territories. Sure, he could still show up on Power and wrestle against mid-card guys. But if you build him up the right way, you can make something special out of Blake Bulletproof Troop. He can cut a decent promo. I'm not saying he's the best promo, but he's a decent promo. His in-ring work is getting better. He needs a little bit of work, but he's very believable as a badass until you have him not be a badass. And I think he should be a badass. Chris Silvia, that's right. The only way to save that TV match and Mim's heel turn is if Mim gets DQ'd for cracking Max in the face with a chair shot and denouncing the match. I mean, yeah, there are ways to do it. I mean, I could see the Miserably Faithful coming in and attacking Mims as well. That would allow Mims to still have his organic heel turn and not rush it. And then you could have like the Miserably Faithful set up, like maybe it's Judas getting his shot at the Mims down the road. But again, it's such a stunt booking. I feel like it's gonna, if it doesn't end in the way a certain group of individuals want it to, there's gonna be a lot of people crying on the internet about it. And I don't think Billy wants that. So who knows for sure. Yeah, man, Gallifrey, it's something you might want to check out then. Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators. If you stick around here for a while, you'll get introduced to them, I'm sure. I would love to see Blake Bulletproof Troop wrestle Thrillbilly. I mean, that wouldn't be bad, but don't sleep on Thrillbilly. He is a collegiate wrestler. He's even though he's got the goofy, I don't even want to say goofy. He's got the hillbilly gimmick, right? He's still a beast in the ring, man. That guy is really good. I want more people like Blake Troop, Thrillbilly, and AJ Kazana in the NWA. I mean, you're getting that wish, Dodie. I know you are the Land of the Giants kind of guy, but look at the roster. I mean, Mike Knox, Trevor Murdoch, Blake Bulletproof Troop. I mean, he's cut, but he kind of fits that mold. He's more physique than he is just a big old bruiser. But you got Silas Mason, what are the twins? They're not even twins. I'm drawing blanks on names now. The Fixers. There are some guys in there that are bruisers for sure. If I was Camille, I'd be self-employed and tell Billy to take a hike. Wow. I mean, sure. That's her prerogative. She did so much for the NWA. I feel like Billy would always welcome her back. She didn't bury the company when she could have. We saw Aldous bury the company on the way out. Camille was very classy in how she exited the NWA. It's funny how, she was paired with Nick Aldis and how somehow, some way she ended up with more class than Nick Aldis. It's wild. I just hope Camille stays away from AEW and the WWE. She ended up in catering just like Taya. Yeah, I don't feel like AEW's didn't Taya any favors whatsoever. But I do feel like Camille would slide in pretty good into AEW. Maybe they use her in Ring of Honor, a feud with Athena or Billy Starks, or, maybe even rekindle the feud with Thunder Rosa. Remember the last time they wrestled? Thunder Rosa flipped her off after the match. So, I mean, there might be heat there. It could be fun. Dodie says more Spencer Slade for the NWA. That guy is really, really good. I like him a lot. I can't wait to see what we're going to get from him next. Thrillbilly versus AJ Kazana could be a great match. You know what? Kazana has grown on me a lot. And I will say this. I was not a huge Kazana fan when he came into the picture, but the dude is really kind of, he's making me a believer, man. And the Kazana brothers, so much better than the original Country Gentlemen. I don't know. I would like to see what they could do as a tag team, giving them some time too. And Kirk Kazana, KC Kazana, whatever they're calling him now. He's young. He's only been in the business for like maybe 6 months, 9 months, or maybe a year. I think it's a year. I think it was like 6 months when we first saw him in Power. So probably close to about a year now, but still. So like I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year 2024. If my vote right now, Kylie Page 2024, KC Kazana 2020, Kylie 23, Casey 24. There it goes. Gosh. What are you expecting from Paul Burchill in the NWA? Is this a run or a couple of shows? I feel like it's going to be a run, man. I feel like Burchill's here to stay. And again, he would be another guy who I feel like if you build up the right way, look, you're not doing a whole lot with Tom Latimer right now. Maybe a Paul Burchill, Tom Latimer feud would be very interesting just to start getting him in the right spots. I don't like the fact that he's challenging for the national title after only having one match so far in the NWA, but there's a story to be told, and I guess we just have to wait and see. Fee is here, and Fee, two things. Number one, what are you doing next week? And number two, congratulations on your anniversary, and I'm very proud of you. Thrillbilly and AJ Kazana is the most NWA of NWA rosters. I mean, it really is, and it's kind of funny because if you think of what the NWA was before the Lightning One era, there were a few guys kind of like Thrillbilly. There were a few guys like AJ Kazana, and now they seem to be the rarity in the NWA, which is weird to me. But yeah, what is the current status of Markova? As far as I know, Markova is still in the NWA. I mean, I don't think anything has really changed with her. I see her still advertised for NWA events. I feel like they just need to figure out what they're going to do with her in 2024. If Max's heel, is Gimp and Sal heel as well? I mean, yeah, I think the whole group is supposed to be heel. The whole thing is crazy. The Miserably Faithful. I mean, the initials are MF for a reason. Sal is done. He's just there now. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of the guys on the roster, to be honest, Terry. I just saw Vince Russo is getting involved for EC3 against Matt Cardona, former manager of the NWA champion AJ Styles. Yeah, I mean, he was a proponent of putting that belt on AJ Styles. And to be quite honest, I know Vince Russo gets a lot of hate, but you got to think, man, a lot of those titles changes that were happening early in TNA wrestling that changed the history of the NWA, those were powered by Vinny Russo. I think he was the guy that decided to put the belt on our Killings, Ron Truth. I did that backwards. Ron Killings, our Truth. You got to give that guy some credit. I don't necessarily love Vince Russo, but Shamrock, Jarrett, Killings, I think even maybe Abyss. No, not Abyss. Those four guys, Shamrock, Killings, Jarrett, and Styles, those were like that Vinny Russo era. So I don't know. Steve says, get away from wrestling, Russo. I'm all right with that. Troop is special, all right. He'd been on the special hall in my old school. That's messed up, man. It's funny, but it's messed up. Roscoe says, Russo will cost EC3 the title and join Matt Cardona as manager in the NWA. Okay, full disclosure here. Some of you know who Bruce Tharp is. Some of you don't know. When they brought in Jax initially, I really, really wanted them to bring Jax with Bruce Tharp in. Bruce Tharp to be the manager. If you guys don't know what Bruce Tharp was like a manager, go watch New Japan from like 2013, 2014, and any time that he was on camera, insanity would ensue. But Bruce Tharp as Jack Stane's mouthpiece would have been magic, especially if he had been White Lavender Jones. Russo should have come to NWA. He always was good at giving everyone a story. We have a lot of people being complacent right now. I don't love it, but you're not wrong. just because of disqualification, just cause a disqualification or interference. But the problem is with that, Shrek, is that they're saying that there has to be a winner, which, again, they're painting themselves into a corner. There has to be a winner. So even if someone gets screwed, there has to be a winner. I don't know if I like that. What are we expecting from Violent J and Colby Carino team up? I'm not expecting a whole lot, to be quite honest. I feel like they're setting up a swerve. And I kind of said it last week on the Alliance Guys podcast. I feel like the team up between putting Violent J as the manager of Colby doesn't make a lot of sense, except for Violent J got cream pied by Mecha Wolf. You know, the feud between the Brothers of Construction and the La Rebellion is what kind of dominated both storylines there for a while. Now that La Rebellion is more or less on hiatus in the NWA, we have a returning Mecha Wolf who's getting a shot at Colby Carino. Again, he's got a huge resume, but not a lot of single matches in the NWA. But I don't think he's lost many single matches in the NWA. Getting an opportunity against Colby, who, again, has been awesome as World Junior Heavyweight Champion. I feel like the idea is, Violent J still has heat with Mecha Wolf, so we'll put him with Colby in this matchup to kind of, to screw with Mecha Wolf. And Colby has been kind of a tweener at best anyways. He's never been full-blown babyface. He's never been full-blown heel. Somewhere in the middle. We don't really know where Mecha Wolf aligns either because, again, there's been times where the fans have cheered him and times the fans have booed him. But I could see Violent J coming to help out Colby Carino, but in fact costing him the title for Mecha Wolf, which I think would be a huge victory for Mecha Wolf. And it keeps Violent J in the storylines. He's somebody who's very passionate about pro wrestling, and from my understanding is he basically is there on his own free will. So I don't hate that. Shawn Mega's in the house. Reluca, the Reluchador. Yes, we're talking. Crockett Cup is, I think, where Mr. Wood wants to go. So if we're going to Crockett Cup, I'm gonna be where you guys are for sure, and I might try to make the anniversary show this year as well. I don't know if I can do 2. Off the couch. There must be a winner in Max versus Mims, so no DQ. Hope the NWA finds a way to make it make sense. Mims, as Dave Scooby would say, Mims, make it make sense. Shawn Mega, happy New Year to you too, brother. Yes, would love to see Camille and Athena in ROH. I would too. Let's see. Hope Camille goes to NXT. I mean, I want Camille to go wherever she's going to get paid the best and be showcased the best, period. Camille did the work for the NWA. She should be celebrated. Even if she goes to AEW, the NWA should congratulate her when she signs. She goes to NXT, same thing. Camille really bolstered the women's division at a time when it absolutely needed it, and carried the NWA as far as I'm concerned for most of 2023. I don't blame Aldis. He knew Billy was making a terrible decision, making Tyrus as your champion. Steve, I agree that he did the right thing leaving. I agree with that. I don't feel like he needed to bury the NWA on the way out. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't like Nick Aldis. I don't like Nick Aldis. I guess that makes my point even more prevalent, but that remains, like, he could have walked away and just zipped it. Didn't have to say anything negative. I think that would have been a respectful way to, look, regardless of how he felt when he left the NWA, they paid him to be their world champion. They sent him around the world to be their world champion. They put him over for like 5 years. And on the way out, he's throwing mud. I don't know. That seems kind of weak. Bad for business. Count out. Mims will walk out the ring again. Roswell, there you go. That's the way to do it. No, keep Russo as far away from the NWA. The only way Russo can be good is when the higher Vince kept him in check. There's a lot of truth to that, Dodie. So much truth to that. Alliance Gold, you know what? You'd love Russo. It's 420 here. That's fair. Burchill versus Latimer. Yeah, I think and it's just a good way to keep them occupied while something else happens for them. Look, my hopes, wishes, and dreams are somehow, some way Tom Latimer is your NWA World Heavyweight Champion at some point in 2024. The dude deserves it. Would be good at it. The fact that he is not troubles me. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Putting him into a storyline with Birchill, let them be preoccupied for a little bit before Tom gets a next shot at the world's heavyweight title. I think I hit my thoughts on that pretty well, but if you want any more, stay tuned. Yeah, Adam, I'm going to give you a follow here on TikTok. Adam thought I looked like, I keep getting the whole Kevin Owens comparison. I'm going to make a shirt that says I am not Kevin Owens. You could buy it from me. Yeah, that'd be great. Russo, as bad as he can be, can't mess up the NWA. Damn, Sean. Wow. Wow. Camille. Camille will get buried in any part of WWE. I don't know if that's true, man. What if Camille's the one that beats Mammy? What if she's the one that beats Rhea Ripley? What if they put her together with why is my brain going blank? I don't know. I don't want to talk WWE. We're here to talk NWA. Fiona. All right, you heard it here first. Next week, our pal from Scotland, Fiona Fee, if you will join us here live as part of the pre-party show. That should be fun. Yeah, hey, thanks, Adam. I appreciate it. It's all good. My phone is blowing up. What is going on? Wait, late breaking news. This just handed to me. It just Monopoly wants me to play. Anyone else see Mecha Wolf's post about the WWE and not having his face painted? What was that all about? So, if you don't know, Mecha Wolf is very much an accomplished junior heavyweight wrestler. He had spent time in Puerto Rico with the World Wrestling Council as a junior heavyweight champion, the IWA Puerto Rico as a world junior heavyweight champion. He was in the Cruiserweight Classic. You look up Mr. 450. I think they called him something else, though. Maybe it was like Jesus. It wasn't Mecha Wolf. And as Mr. 450, he was part of that Cruiserweight Classic and had a tryout, and things were looking really good for him. And then I think he got injured. I don't know the specifics, and gosh, I wish I'd have asked him when he was on the podcast. But I think he would have made a lot of sense for the WWE at the time. But I think an injury pulled him out of that equation. Since then, he's gone on to form La Rebellion, took the tag titles all over the world, and now he's back in Lucha Libre AAA. And he's doing, pretty well for himself, I would say. But I think there was a point in time where he could have been a WWE talent. And that obviously didn't come to fruition. Yeah, I think Triple H would love Camille. I think 100% he would. Let's see. The WWE will burn out Camille just like Ronda Rousey. Yeah, maybe. In 2024, I'd like to see Taylor Rising or Heather Monroe wrestle for the Women's World Championship in an NWA ring. Congratulations to Heather Monroe. She just got engaged to, I believe, Ollie G. Not Ollie G. Gosh, I don't know his name. My apologies, but congratulations to both of them. Are we expecting something good from Brian Idol in the NWA in 2024? Like have him cut promos, have him feud with Mims? I don't know, man. I did not like Brian Idol the first time I saw him wrestle for the United Wrestling Network Primetime Live. I felt he was very wooden and laconic. I felt like he was very dull, boring, drab. And I thought maybe it was his opponent in the United Wrestling Network, Levi Shapiro. It turns out he's just not very entertaining to me. Now, maybe it's different for you, but I'm not an Idol guy. I didn't like Mercurio. I don't like Brian Idol. The best thing about him is that he works with Natalia Markova. I mean, I don't know. Camille is not WWE level on the mic. They could teach you that, though. I agree with UCG. All right. Nope. All right. I'm there for the Crockett Cup. Hopefully it's in the Mid-Atlantic region. Camille would be the best on the mic in NXT. Maybe. Since Mims and Max is a no DQ match there, and it should be a loser leaves town match. Might as well be. Nick is an ass as a person. Woo! You said it, Sam. That wasn't me. I didn't say it, Nick. I didn't say it. Sam Retro said it. I just agree with him. when he was the world champion, all those issues came. Yeah, it did feel kind of like, oh, as long as he was world champion, everything was fine. It'll just look the other way. But once he lost the title, all of a sudden, like, oh, well, you know, Rome is falling apart here. You know, come on, dude. You should have been just as vocal when you were world champion as you were not. Ooh, everybody needs a holiday. Richard Holiday would be amazing in the NWA. I wish he was available to them. I think he just re-upped with MLW, if I'm not mistaken. But Richard Holiday is a guy that I would love to just kind of sneak right into that title picture. He's one of the guys that I would be okay with sneaking into that title picture. Paul Burchill hasn't done a lot of noteworthy stuff in the in wrestling since leaving the WWE for me to get behind as a true challenger. But if Richard Holiday were to come in and be like, hey, Silas, you got the national title and I want it, I'd be all about that. I think that'd be great. I'm everybody's favorite Holiday. Okay. Sorry, dude. Let's see. I was watching the NWA live stream last night on the NWA YouTube channel. Yeah, I was surprised they had a show. I was glad they did. I only saw a few minutes of it, but Sean Mega in 2014, Bruce Tharp came in 4th place for Non-Wrestler of the Year Observer Awards. Say what you will about the guy. Say what you will about Bruce Tharp, but he is a character, 100%. And White Lavender Jones, I think, would be right up the NWA's alley. Him and Sinister Minister can talk about white powdery substances. Steve G, it's cool, man. I'm all right with that. I'm totally okay with that. I don't try to take away your joy for anybody else or anything else. I just express my displeasure. If somebody likes Nick Aldis, I mean, look, I will say this. His first run as world's heavyweight champion was chef's kiss. Magnificent. He did an amazing job. I feel like he got very complacent his second run as world's heavyweight champion. And once TV started, it was almost a non-factor about touring with the 10 pounds of gold. I love what EC3 is doing as world's heavyweight champion, because not only does he making his appearances for the NWA, but you see him taking that title anywhere he goes, everywhere he goes. And he's not just content showing up once a quarter and wrestling several times on a pay-per-view and a couple of TV matches. He is out there defending that title all over. Aldis, once he became world champion for that second time and then Power started, you never saw him really out there making those international defenses. He had a few scheduled, a few lined up before the pandemic, but I mean, Puerto Rico against Facade, I think that was one match. No, Puerto Rico was supposed to be against Carlitos Colon. And then he was supposed to wrestle a match against Facade. That didn't happen either. And then everything went downhill after the pandemic. And then he wasn't out there at all. So say what you will. Triple H is a personal string marionette by the McMahon family. Well, okay. Ronda admitted she was ruined when the fans turned on her. That's not WWE, LOL. Not a WWE pod, but WWE is definitely not lower tier. It's the top of in all of wrestling. I'll say this, man. I'm not the biggest WWE fan, but what they're doing right now, I feel, is better than what they've done in many, many years. I like the direction of what they're doing with LA Knight. I like what they're doing with Cody. I like bringing back CM Punk. I like that Roman Reigns has been world champion forever. I like what Seth Rollins is. My favorite, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. I feel like El Hijo de Rey Mysterio. I'm doing a lot of chef kisses tonight. I really like Dominic. I think he's going to be awesome. Pre-party ratings will be off the chart next week. Well, yeah. You bring a pretty blonde on the show? Of course it will. What do you want to see better? Tyrus mukbang spectacular or Tyrus TikTok dance? Mukbang. Let's go. Let Dr. Tom and Pat Kenny book a season of Power. Would love to see what they come up with. Yeah, I agreed. I see Spencer Slade is against Matt Riddle. Who are we going for here? I don't know where that's taking place, but that would be a fun match. David Ali. Thank you, Dave Scooby. David Ali. I said Ali G. I think that's a Borat character. Mecha Wolf was the WWC World Heavyweight Champion. Didn't he hold both titles, Sean? I could be mistaken. I thought he did hold both. Bobby Batista says, would you like to see more? Yeah, I mean, both Carson Drake and Lord Crew are guys that I think they work. Those two guys right there are why the territories work. We didn't even talk about Power yet. There's 10 minutes left. You guys still have a lot of comments. All right, let's go to it. Kyle said last night the NWA signed Drake. Good addition to the show. Holiday will be at MLW Kings of Coliseum. Yeah, I mean, I think he's still part of the MLW. Hammerstone, I believe he is done with MLW. I think his contract is up. I think he's a free agent. Holiday at Defy. Holiday is good, man. I got to see him wrestle Willie Mack at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, but I know like what he's doing in MLW is next level stuff. I really like to see him take that next step. Bruce, lawyer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's more of an entertainer than he is a lawyer, I think, these days. Royce Isaac return to the NWA. Probably not going to happen. I thought Royce was solid with Latimer. I did too, but I also think he's good with Jarrell Nelson as the 1% or the West Coast Wrecking Crew. They do a pretty good job. I'd like to see Jesse Goddard's wrestling in the NWA ring. I think Jesse Goddard's would like to see himself wrestle in the NWA ring. I don't think he'd be a bad addition to the roster. I just feel like, where do you slot him in? I start to feel like he's a guy that I don't know how much he would benefit from being in the NWA, and I don't think the NWA benefits all that much from him being there. I don't have a problem with him, though. If he showed up, great. But where are you going to use him at? What if Deonna Purrazzo signs with the WWE? We should all be so lucky if Deonna Purrazzo signs with the WWE. Excuse me, NWA. Excuse me, I meant NWA. I'm sorry, Willie. I totally meant NWA. Deonna Purrazzo is fantastic. I think she's an amazing talent. Anyways, let's get to tonight's action. I didn't even get to mention Alex Misery is going to be in action against Joe Alonzo. Alex Misery, a.k.a. Apollo Misery, also known as the son of Grand Apollo Leon. You might remember him as the NWA On Fire heavyweight champion, also for quite a long time, the NWA North American champion, and as a tag team champion with D'Lo Brown in TNA Wrestling. So the son of an NWA champion will make his return to the NWA. I guess he was at Sal Win, but this will be his, I believe, his Power debut. Also, there's just a few minutes left, so I want to try to get to these before we run out of time. But we also have on tonight's show, we have a triple threat match featuring Anthony Katina, Storm Thomas, and Magic Jake Dumas. I don't know much about Anthony Katina or Storm Thomas. I didn't bother looking them up. I'm not a big fan of triple threat matches, but I'd like to see. It looks like this might be a match to elevate Jake Dumas, which I'm okay with. He's put in some time. Let's see what he could do. They will also be honoring Austin Idol. What more can be said about Austin Idol? I know that Willie Bowen is not a huge fan, but he's held multiple NWA titles in the past, including the legendary National Television Championship that has its origins back to Georgia back in the day. He's been an NWA Georgia champion, NWA Alabama champion, multi-time NWA Southeastern champion, has held the Continental Wrestling Alliance tag titles, former AWA International Heavyweight champion. What more can you say about the Universal Hearthrob, right? His return to Sarasota and at the Bobarts Arena is going to be kind of special. In the more current days, he's the manager of champions. I know he doesn't have a lot of huge prospects right now, but you have to give the devil his due. He took Nick Aldis to the 10 pounds of gold. He took Tyrus to the 10 pounds of gold. He took Scion to the national championship. He took Jordan Clearwater to the TV title. I mean, the guy literally got everyone in his club a championship belt, and the one guy he didn't is now currently a champion on his own. So kudos to Austin Idol. I want to know who are the graduates of the Universal Wrestling School, though. I want to know who came out of the Universal Wrestling College. Who is Idol made into a star? I'm just curious. I wonder if you are too. And then, of course, the main event, Blunt Force Trauma taking on the Fixers. This is going to be interesting. You've got Jay Bradley, the boss, the boomstick, Wrecking Ball Legursky, 450 pounds of tons of fun, taking on Blunt Force Trauma, a tag team that beat La Rebellion to win those tag titles, that have beaten back Murdochs, and now getting a step in the ring with the former U.S. Tag Team Champions. I don't know who's going to walk out with the belts, but I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be a good match. I hope you guys will check that out. Of course, all this takes place in just a few minutes, about 10 minutes to be exact, on the youtube.com/NWA channel. Hope you will join them there. Oh, I should probably take down the graphic, shouldn't I? There we go. Didn't realize I left it up. All right, now back to some of your guys' comments. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate you. Yeah, you know who told me that? You know who broke the news for me with that? Was a fellow Puerto Rican in Mecha Wolf. He told me that. I was like, wow, I didn't know. And I double checked it, and it's 100% true. Great to see Alex Misery's wrestling in NWA Power. Yeah, it's it's funny. It's Alex Misery. If they don't bring back Bestia Seis, I wouldn't mind seeing what two Puerto Ricans can do. Mecha Wolf and Alex Misery have a very similar look, not the same. And if you put them with Vampiro, it'd be very interesting to see as well. We need Idol back on commentary. No, we don't, Double D. You're high. Stop that. Idol and Skype. No, God. I was just trying to put the dude over a little bit. I don't really like him that much. That should be Rolando Freeman's new gimmick. Graduate of Idol U. Oh, shit. That would be good. I think tonight will be good. Terry, I think tonight's show is going to be good, too. I think I'm very optimistic about tonight's Power. I know they didn't really mention a whole lot of what's going to be happening, but I feel positive about it. Should the NWA introduce an internet championship since they're trying to bury the TV title? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. No, Alex Misery looks like a big guy. His dad, Apollo, was huge. If you guys remember Apollo, Apollo was a big guy. I'd say probably about 6'2", 6'3", and all of 300 pounds of muscle. The dude was built like a brick house. So I don't know how tall. I don't know Alex's measurements, but I feel like he's a big guy. From what I've seen, he's a big guy. Idol is an athlete, but not an actor or an announcer. Hey, he's the manager of champions. Let's just leave it at that. If they put him with somebody like, what if they put him with the Dak Draper? They got him with Zion, whatever they're calling him these days. All right, you guys are too much. Once again, it has been my honor, privilege, and all that good stuff to have you guys join us here each and every Tuesday. It certainly makes my week, honestly, so much fun. I literally left work early today to be here with you guys because this is what we do here at the pre-party. Idol with Joe Alonzo. Damn it, Double D. Maybe. Hey, we're going to start working with some new sponsors here. I can't wait to show you who. We've got a couple new companies on board who are going to join us. Sure, you could still get your Dubby. If you order Dubby through the website, make sure you put in the code. I think it's the Alliance blog. I'm really looking forward to that partnership with Dubby and seeing how we grow it with them. But we have a few new sponsors who should be on board soon. And I'm very excited about our opportunities with them. Of course, we also have a merch link. It's in the video description. You can check out some T-shirts. We have some thermoses, some bathing suits for you ladies out there. My wife told me to do it. She's cool with it. What else? So make sure you check out the merch link. We're going to be having new T-shirt designs coming soon. We're already working on a JCal T-shirt, Stream J Stream. It might even be up in the store already. Lastly, tomorrow night, I guess it's 6:35 on the East Coast. The other Alliance guys, Jeremy, Scooby, and Tim, are going to talk about all things NWA, MLW, United Wrestling Network. And then, geez, man, I don't know what we're going to talk about on the Alliance Guys podcast, but I'm sure it's going to be thrilling on Thursday night. And the polls, we're going to try to get those up either today or tomorrow. We're going to have our polls for our year-end awards. It's the second time we've done it in the 15 years we've been around, but we're going to have an awards, fan-voted award. I don't even know what to call it. awards for the wrestlers. So we hope you guys will join us and participate again. Make sure you visit our Discord channel. We're at the Alliance blog. If you can't find us, the invite link is in the video description. And man, that might be a good idea. That might be a fantastic idea. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on a Tuesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. Until next time, though, man. Woo, daddy. It's been a fun one. We'll see you at the matches. Thanks for checking out the Pre-Party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. You should hit that subscribe button and join our community. I also want to remind you that we recap NWA POWERRR every Thursday at 8 p.m. in the live stream. We try to stay social, so find us at the Alliance blog. And until next time, we are the Alliance.